Life is full of uncertainty. We constantly encounter events that can throw us off balance. Many of these events are beyond our control, yet we continue to dwell on them. We worry about the weather, about how others perceive us, about global crises. But what if we learn to separate what is within our control from what isn't? Stoics like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus teach us a simple but profound principle. Focus on what you can control. This principle is not only at the heart of Stoicism, but is also the key to mental peace. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." But how do we realize this? How do we learn to let go of what is beyond our power? Today, we will break down this principle and explore how we can apply it in our everyday lives. The first step in understanding what we can control is to divide everything in our lives into two categories: the external and the internal. External things are those we cannot control. These include the weather, other people's opinions, and global events. While we can influence these things, their final outcome is not in our hands. Internal things are what we have full control over. These are our thoughts, emotions, and reactions to the world around us. Epictetus taught, "Some things are up to us, and some things are not." This distinction is critical to understanding how we can change our lives. Epictetus was a slave, yet despite his position, he taught that his inner freedom belonged solely to him. He could control his reactions, his wisdom, and his choices, and that made him truly free. We often become attached to things that are, in reality, out of our control. For example, we want others to always understand us, or we expect events to turn out in our favor. But the reality is often different. Trying to control what isn't in our hands leads to suffering. The Stoics invite us to let go of these attachments. This doesn't mean becoming indifferent or apathetic. It means recognizing that if something isn't within your power, it shouldn't have the power to disturb your inner peace. Attachment to the external makes us vulnerable to unnecessary suffering. Seneca wrote, "Nothing is good or bad, but thinking makes it so." When we change our attitude toward things we can't control, we begin to find peace. A key part of Stoic philosophy is learning how to manage your emotions. We often feel anger, frustration, or disappointment about things we can't change. But emotions are our reactions, and their nature depends on how we interpret events. The Stoics teach that we can consciously choose how to respond. Emotions shouldn't control us. Instead, we should learn to control them. This doesn't mean suppressing feelings, but rather choosing our reactions consciously. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are troubled by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." The Stoics encourage us to change our judgment of events, and in doing so, change our emotional state. While we cannot control many things, we always have one thing left: our actions. The Stoics teach us to focus on what we can do within the given circumstances. We cannot control the outcome, but we can control the process. To live by the Stoic principle is to understand you cannot always influence the outcome, but you can act with dignity, wisdom, and courage. This is the true strength of a person. Marcus Aurelius emphasized, "Do what is in your power and be at peace." When we begin to focus on our actions instead of external results, our lives gain clarity and purpose. In the end, Stoicism teaches us the art of acceptance, accepting that many things in life are beyond our control. We cannot change the past, predict the future, or control others, but we can accept these facts with wisdom and calm. Marcus Aurelius said, "Accept everything that happens as if you had wished for it." Acceptance is not resignation, it is the path to inner peace. Focus on what is within your control. Let go of the rest. This is how you find true freedom and peace. Stoicism is not a philosophy of despair, but a philosophy of strength, a strength that lies within each of us.